This is what you see when you arrive to the city of Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky, the capital of Kamchatka Peninsula, which contains the volcanoes of Kamchatka, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And you see them from all over the place, if you're lucky, because very often they say it can be very clouded. But somehow each time I went to Kamchatka, I saw those clouds going away. It was clear that I was lucky to see it all. And this time I went to this viewpoint which they built a couple of years ago, from which point you can see the whole city, the beauty of it, of the landscape around. And last time I went to Kamchatka, it was 4 years ago, but this viewpoint wasn't built. So look at this rainbow. We were also lucky to get the rainbow. It was, they say it's pretty rare, this kind of pretty clear sky and rainbow, and you can see all the volcanoes and stuff. So this viewpoint is a new place I recommend to visit if you come here, because you can basically see the whole city from all those sides, and it's really lovely to be here. And yeah, so Kamchatka is a very unique place. It's the only place in the whole world which is always moving, and that's the reason why they have so many active volcanoes. Look at this, another viewpoint from another part of the city, where basically you can also enjoy this amazing nature. So people who live in this area, they are mostly surrounded by a lot of the beauty, and they have a lot of hot springs you can visit, really lovely, to swim in the hot, healthy water. One should watch out for wild animals when you go to a forest or something. And we went to the seaside on another part of the Kamchatka Peninsula, where there is only the open sea, the ocean and nothing else. It's not even the sea, it's the ocean. If you look at the map, you know what I mean. It's pure Pacific and nothing else. You don't see anything here. Exciting, amazing place, I admit. Altogether, I want to say that this trip to Kamchatka was very exciting. And you know me, I'm not the one who's filming too much or making too much pictures, because I want to enjoy the process when I'm traveling. And this is also not a traveling channel, basically. So this channel is about freedom, about creating the business you want, the life you want, so that you can also travel and enjoy life, and take care of your loved ones, no matter what kind of conditions there are in the world. So this is the point of this channel. Therefore, I don't emphasize traveling like that much, and can't afford just enjoying my travels without having the necessity to always bring my camera with me when I just enjoy the process, and also when I'm having the conversations and communication with people. I don't want to have my camera all the time with me. That's the reason. But altogether, Kamchatka is the place I really love. First time I've been here, I was 16 on my way to Alaska, where I studied for 1 year in Juneau. I told you this story, and I'm also telling my story in my book on personal development. There is a lot of biographical facts, I will link it here if you want to read this book. Anyway, already being, a teenager, when we landed in Kamchatka to make a stop on the way to Alaska, I thought, wow, it's so great, so beautiful, those volcanoes, those mountains, and somehow very fascinating. And then many years later, I actually went to Kamchatka for exploring it in a detail. And this now was, I think, the 4th or the 5th time I am visiting it. If you really want to explore Kamchatka, you can go to those volcanoes and amazing wild places. You should do it only with a tour, with professional guidance, because it can be dangerous. But for many, Kamchatka is a very romantic place on the list to visit, and I can understand why. So, but altogether, this time I went for traveling for over 3 weeks altogether. The whole farthest Russia region. You know, Kamchatka is just one of the places I've visited, and it was the first place. So I wanted to share with you, but I cannot share everything. It's being almost like 10 places altogether, and also places like the island of Sakhalin, which is also, Kamchatka is a peninsula and Sakhalin is an island actually. And if you look at the map, you can see, and also I went to different cities like Khabarovsk city is one of the biggest here in the region, just like Vladivostok, and also small villages. For example, there is a village of Arhara where we have nature resorts and also places for, keeping birds. It's a reserve where they have very good conditions for birds, and it's the best in the world, meaning that the percentage of the birds that grow up and survive in this area is way higher than anywhere in such reserves in the world. So therefore they bring eggs of birds here from different places, like from Japan, from the States, from all over the world, to make sure that they survive and come back to the nature. Very interesting place. And just different cities all over the place, like Blagoveshchensk city was interesting because it's right on the border with China. You can literally see the China across the river, So it was also very, very interesting. It's just, I just wanted to share you a little bit of my travels so that you have a glimpse of what I have experienced those 3 weeks. I got tired at the end. I got even sick a little bit, not that much as before. You remember I had COVID just some time before the trip, but at the end of this trip I got a little bit, cold, and that's the reason why my voice is a little bit, different. But altogether I feel fine and very excited, very happy. And if you ever come here, you have a lot of things to see. I wish that people are happy and that they, find their freedom on all levels, and this channel is for this. So if you want to, subscribe to this channel, consider doing this for becoming more independent and having control over your life and what's going on. Also, if you watch this video so far, it means you like it, so please give it a like. It's the best way to support this channel. And let me know if you've ever traveled in Russia, or if you're thinking of traveling to Russia one day, and what are your impressions from Kamchatka. Let me know in the comments. If you subscribe, then we will see each other next Wednesday for more videos on business and personal development, creating freedom, and sometimes also traveling, because it's a part of the journey. See you next time.